Hello, folkses. In honor of, I'm going to say it wrong. I know I'm going to say it wrong, but Dia de los Muertos. We're going to do the Reaper today. This is easily one of my favorite holidays. Not Halloween per se, but the more ethnic tradition of Dia de los Muertos, as amplified in the movie Coco, which is one of my favorites of all time. We watched it like twice last night, and I absolutely love it. So I have actually already been stitching on this. Like I said, last night I was like, let's watch Coco, and we're going to also do this. And so I've been filling in a bunch over here. So I wanted to continue that momentum that I had and continue to stitch here. So, but basically, just for those who don't know, and apologies if I get this somewhat wrong, but basically it's a tradition. I'm not sure if it's just in Mexico or if there are other places that they celebrate this, but it's a time when your ancestors can come and visit you again. Allows them to cross over from forgot that name that they're in, but just the beyond, kind of where they live. They can come back and visit you on these special days. As long as you invite them, you'll have to lay out there's these certain flowers, and you have to create an ofrenda for them. An ofrenda is kind of a shrine in a sense, pictures of people who have passed. We actually have one of those in our downstairs. We have mostly it's pictures of my family, older family, especially like my mom's uncles and father, and a lot of those folks is. So we have sort of our own little ofrenda there, but I think it's a beautiful tradition, and we just, like I said, we just really love the movie. So that's the bottom line, really. Alrighty. Well, I just realized I have a little knotty knot right there. An imperfection. Say it ain't so. Hold on, I gotta grab my needle. Okay, not sure what happened there, but we'll fix that afterwards. I'm not gonna worry about that right now. What shall I do? I can do more colors. I think I'm gonna actually do a little bit of a lighter color because I was working in all these darks yesterday. I have worked on so far this week Old World Map 2, Rainy Waterloo Place. Saw a lot of stitching on Thursday. I made a lot of good progress on that one, and yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm stitching, and so I'm gonna do some more stitching today. And whoops, sorry about that. And yeah, otherwise we're good. Oh, and I got a new chair, so I might be able to stitch longer this particular episode, because I actually ordered my husband a chair because he has this old computer chair that is just beaten up, and it doesn't have any padding left, and I thought, aha, I found a chair for him. It is virtually identical. I think he will love it. And then when we got it, it like doesn't recline backwards. Unless we can figure out how to make that happen, it doesn't allow you to rock back. And I was bummed because we both like to kind of lean back and relax and whatnot. And his chair didn't let him do that. I was like, oh man, that's not cool. That is not cool at all. So we're still, he just needs to go to Office Max or something and just pick out the chair he wants and get it, because he needs a new chair. He really does. And that's just how it is. But here we go. Boy, did I have the problems putting up this video last weekend. Oy. I think in the end what happened is I have so many videos on my computer. I have a really good amount, what I thought was a really good amount of storage when I first got it. It was like, I was like, oh, I don't need a full terabyte. 500 gigs is fine, because at the time I don't think I had started my YouTube channel. So I was thinking, I don't need that much. I'm never going to use it. But with the videos that I do, what ends up happening is I upload the videos. So there's that particular, there's that particular gigabyte, whatever storage that it requires for that. And then when I do the video, it saves it and then uploads it. So it's like it's like anytime I upload something, I almost double what I need in storage for that. And so what happened was, I didn't realize it for a while, that I was building up so much memory in just videos that I needed to go in and delete a lot of old footage and stuff, and was able to do that. But now it's building up again, and I need to get back in there, and I also probably just need to add a second hard drive and do that too, and get it back up and all that good stuff. That would be smart. Very smart. So hopefully I'll do it. Crazy person. Me, crazy person. Doo-ba-doo-doo, doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Oh, so anyway, so the moral of the story, or what happened was, when I was, so the program that I'm using, Adobe whatever it is, Adobe Premiere, I had created the video, and I had saved the video, and then I need to export the video out of that program. So this is actually where it goes. Since I've been using this Adobe thing, it's been saving everything in triplicate, really. So I export it to a format that YouTube can recognize, but I don't export it directly up to YouTube, because it's a lot slower to do that. So I export it to another location in my computer, and then I upload it from there. And what had happened was, I exported, and I thought, and I came back like an hour later or whatever. I'm like, well, of course it's done exporting, but I didn't go check. And I went in and I looked at the file location. I'm like, well, there's the file. I'll just upload it. And what had happened, let me figure out my next stitch here. And what had happened was, I didn't have enough space to actually export it. So when I saw the file, and the file actually wasn't complete, I uploaded that into YouTube. And it always takes like 2 or 3 hours to do the whole process. So once I had gotten that, well, that was Saturday. I didn't even try and upload it. Or did I try? I think I tried, and then Sunday morning I woke up and it hadn't worked. And I was like, oh, because I had checked the YouTube video, and even though it said it was uploaded, there wasn't any real content there. So I thought, oh, I did something wrong. Okay, let me go through this whole process again. So what's crazy is that it took so long, even though there wasn't really technically any content, it still took like 3-4 hours for it to reach a point where I could check it. So I did that a couple of times, and then it wasn't until like afternoon that I realized, oh my gosh, it still hasn't done it. Well, let me go back and look at the export. And then I realized that on Adobe it had, it didn't have enough place to save the exported file. So it was just kind of holding it in limbo. Hold on, let me highlight. I'm talking so much. I've had people comment on the problems I seem to have when I am stitching and looking at my pattern and stopping and starting. That's not my problem. It's talking through all of this. I get easily distracted in my head, and I can't maintain a flow. I can't maintain the flow. And so that's why have issues with this sometimes, so hold on, let me figure out where I'm at. There's that. That's what happens when you stitch a little here and a little here. Then you do have a hard time finding it where you are in the pattern. Okay, down here. Right here. Perfect. Perfecto. So, anyway, it was like, I didn't get it uploaded until like, what, 6, 7 o'clock Sunday afternoon. I was really disappointed in myself. I was disappointed because I didn't follow my normal safety procedures to kind of make sure that everything was done correctly. I just assumed, and that time it turned around and bit me. And so I must do better. So I went in and I deleted a bunch of old videos and freed up a bunch more space. And now we're cooking with Crisco. Cooking with the Crisco. Don't cook with Crisco. That's not good. Not good at all. But anyway, here we go. He's so pretty. So it's not going to happen like that this time. Well, I got Saturday off, which is already an improvement, and I can make sure that I get this done. It's very, very important I get this done. At least it is to me. Boopity 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 boo, boopity boopity boo, boopity 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 boo, boopity boopity boo. Boopity boopity boo. Alright, one more, and then I'm going to switch colors. Doobity doo, boo 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 boo. Oh boy. Boopity 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 boo. Oh, and highlight. So I was going through my floss because I've reached a point in my what do you call it? My old Rowe map 2 where there's like what? They're very. I don't think I've used these colors before, and I need some. And sorry, just stretching. And so I'm gonna try something different for floss. Now, here's the thing. I know that I could just run over to like Michael's and Hobby Lobby and all that other stuff and grab stuff, but I hate shopping. Hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it. I like to stay home. I like to do everything at home. So everybody deliver things to me, and I'm living in the right age for that. And so I'm gonna pick a dark color. I'm going to use 413. I got a lot to stitch with 413. And so I'm going to try out an Etsy store where you can buy just like, they'll send you like 4 for $3 or something like that. Floss. And that's really all I need. I just need a few. And so I need to get, I really only needed 3, so today I got to get that. I got to figure out which 4th one I want and get that order in, because I've got a couple things in Old Rowe Map 2 that I need to do. I need to do it. So, here we go. Here we go. Ba, 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 ba. And I also need to get some stuff done on Apothecary Shop today. Maybe that's where I'll find that 4th color. I probably will. because there's so much little confetti stitching to do, but I really need to focus on that one today. Boopity 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 boo. Boopity boopity boo. I'm almost to a point where I think that on Rainy Waterloo Place that I might be able to finish that next year. If I just really bear down on it and stitch. I think getting a stand will help tremendously. And so organizing the brain that is in my skull can be hard sometimes. And so trying to figure out 1, 2, 3. Okay. You know, it's why I seem to have shiny object syndrome, is because my brain is all over the place. And so I get very easily distracted with everything I've got to do. And anyway, so I'm all sorry, I got distracted there. I had a message on my phone that I took a look at, and I was like, huh, there's some things going on that I'm not gonna get into. Everything's cool, but I'm not gonna tell you guys about it. I'm not telling you guys everything. Come on, crazy people. So I have now forgotten what I was talking about. Oh yeah, Rainy Waterloo Place. I'm telling you, I think, I'm thinking that I could basically get in there and with a proper stand. And you know, and even if I brought it upstairs and like set up this table that I use, it's like an old kitchen table. It's like one of those just real basic kitchen tables that we all have had at one point or another. And I need to, you know, I need to get in there and if I set it up properly and I set up like one project, or if I, you know, maybe I get 2 and I set up 2 projects and then I just start like working like crazy on them, and then I can make a lot more progress on them because they're stationary, and I just walk up and I just stitch a bunch, and then, you know, that's how I, theoretically, you know, could I put Wonders of the World on one of them? I could. I mean, Wonders of the World is one of those pieces that I should be so much further along, but I think because it's so massive, it's daunting to me, and it's half stitches though, and I should be able to go so much faster on that. I'm just, sometimes I'm just doing a little too much. You know how that is? You know how that is. All right, hold on. Thoroughly distracted by my buddy that just texted me, and so we've got a project. Speaking of projects, all right, so no, this is good. I do like my video games, and I haven't given myself hardly any time to play outside of the stupid little phone games that I play that distract me too much. But distraction is good. Let's hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, hold on a second. I'm gonna do this. Okay, I see how to do this now. But like in terms of like playing a game, like sitting down at the computer and playing a game, I haven't done that in a while. Now I just started playing this one game, and I'm hoping it won't end up being terribly addictive for me, but I could see where it could be. And I tried it. The best time to like not get addicted to video games is just to not start playing for me. But it's this cute little game called Crossroads Inn, and it's basically where you're an innkeeper and you have to build up your inn, and it's just like a simulation game. So it's like you start off like putting your inn together, and then you hire people, and then you get customers, and then you've got a wedding coming up, so you got to like hire a cook so they can bake. But first you need to have them learn recipes, and then you from there you go and have to go to other cities and buy goods and bring them back, and it's complicated. But so I played it a little bit lately, starting to understand how to play it, trying to focus not on playing it too much though, so that's good. I haven't reached that no turning back phase where I get addicted and then I'm suddenly playing 10 hours a day. That's good so far. And I don't need to do that. I really don't. I got too much other things to do. But my husband and I are big fans of Blizzard games. I don't know why I said it that way, but Blizzard games. And so we're big fans of them. And we specifically have played this game called Diablo before. My husband used to play hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours with his friends. Okay, I gotta highlight now. But they just announced the next iteration of it. And we spent last night watching videos of everything, which was fun. Okay, good. So that's probably not coming out for a couple of years, so thank goodness, because I got things to do, and you guys know that. But when that day comes, I'm hoping that I'll be at a point where I have a lot more free time to do things like that. It's funny, I don't count stitching as free time per se, because I feel like, well, I gotta stitch, and I don't gotta stitch necessarily for anybody but myself, but I gotta stitch. I gotta do things. I gotta finish things. But I love it. I mean, it's not like it's a chore. It's not at all a chore to stitch. I'm getting ready to get to the very end of my floss here. But that's a couple years away, but it'll be something that we can watch out for. Whew. So you guys may notice if you're really watching me closely, that I use small strands of floss especially when I'm stitching on this project. I don't get like super long. I don't cut off super long. I don't do, I've totally forgotten the word. It's not, what's it called? I totally forgot. Parking. I don't park. I don't park because I have so many projects, and because I will guarantee you that things will get messed up, and I will get frustrated, and I like to keep things nice and neat and clean, and work on things a little bit at a time. And so, when I'm doing this project, I use little bits of floss, and I have conditioned myself over the years of stitching that I use these little bits of floss. I sort of inadvertently will pull out enough floss for I think that I'll be able to stitch all the way to the end of it. And so when I'm doing a small project, and I'm just doing a little bit at a time, I'll just a lot of times, especially in this environment right now, because you don't realize kind of how cramped I am with this. My camera is about 12 inches above my project, and so to sit here and pull out a bunch of floss, and then it would really slow me down. So I just use this small bit. That's how I do it. I mean, everybody does it differently, but that's how I do it. But it's funny because sometimes when I do Ronnie Rowe, I'll use nice long strands of floss for that, and it works out pretty well. Pretty well. All right, so I got that and that. That, and this right here. The great thing about cross stitching is that there really isn't one set way, like you have to do it this way and you have to, no, just do whatever you want. If it comes out looking like it's supposed to look, then you did great. And if it comes out looking different, well, maybe it's a work of art. That would be cool. You do you, right? You do you. I like it. So the hubby is gone down to visit bees, and he is taking them pumpkins. Now, we didn't do any pumpkins. We don't carve pumpkins or anything, just because I just, don't need to. Yeah, it's one more thing that I don't need to do. Besides, I like looking at people's pumpkins online, especially the ones that are like truly artistic. It's absolutely amazing. But I don't have that kind of time. And so, but the ranch that we have our pumpkins, that we have our bees on, they're a working ranch, and they do all kinds of things. They have pigs and chickens and cattle and, wait, do they have cattle? Yeah, they have cattle and goats and sheep, and I mean, you name it. They've got everything on their ranch, and so they requested leftover pumpkins for the pigs. The pigs love pumpkins, and it's really good for them. It's really nice and healthy for them. So they so basically what it is he's gone to take some pumpkins down. I put a notice out on Facebook for my practice and said, hey guys, if you guys want to get rid of a pumpkin in a good way, recycling it, we'll take them down to the ranch and blah, blah, blah. And as of last night, when I left, there were about 8 pumpkins, which is awesome. I think there were going to be close to a dozen today when he went and picked them up. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And so we like it. Uh-oh. I should put this stitch in right here. So you notice that I'm using one of the friction pens, and just a reminder on the friction pens, they work great, but just plain water doesn't wash them out. You have to use hot water. Hot water deactivates the pigmentation somehow, and it makes it invisible again. Regular water does not. Soap does not do it. Heat. So you could iron it, make it go away, or you could do hot water. So, but I still use the blue one. I still like the blue one a whole lot, but I will use the friction pens when I can't find it. Find the blue one that I like, or that I've always used. So, boom, 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 boom. Oh, and I bought a book. I bought a cross-stitching book. But, it's, how do I say this? I'm not somebody that studies cross-stitching. Like, all I do is basically full cross-stitches. Sometimes I do half cross-stitches, and I don't do a ton of different things. And it's not good when you don't know what you don't know. Well, I shouldn't say it's not good. It's just, I'm, with a blog and everything, like, I really ought to know more than I do. So I bought, and I will talk about this once I've had a chance to go through it. It came in last night, so I just saw it, and, but it's, Mr. Cross Stitch's Guide to Cross Stitch or something like that. But it looked great, and it looked really cool, and it's got some patterns in it and stuff, but, I just wanted to get a physical resource that I could, go back and look at. I have a couple different books that I have about cross stitching. I need to start digging into them. But anyway, let me highlight while I'm thinking about this. So, but I want to get into that, and I'll put a link down below if you guys are interested in it. Like I said, I haven't had a chance to go through it yet, but but definitely I want to learn more. I want to know more. There's so many of you guys that are so much more informed than I am when it comes to cross stitch, as far as techniques and tricks and things like that. And so I'm just, I learn from you guys when you guys teach me things, but right there. So maybe I'll learn a little bit more. My husband still wants me to do that one beekeeping cross stitch, the one that's going to require all the crazy stitches. if you're newer, you probably don't know what I'm talking about, but there's this great cross stitch that we found, like, it has to have been over a year ago now, and it's kind of daunting because of all the very specific kinds of stitches that it requires, and so I'm like, I don't know if I want to do it. I mean, I do want to do it, and my husband keeps asking, when are you going to start that? Because we love that. That's going to end up, like, in a place of honor in our house for sure. But like I said, I've got so many projects. I just need to make some really good progress with some of these. Because, I mean, I think if I really press as hard as I think I can, I could finish this next year. I could finish Rainy Waterloo Place next year. And I should be into a couple of different My Big Toe designs. And there's just some different things I could totally do. And if I get back into, well, if I've been, as much stitching as I'm doing right now, I continue to do that. And I'm pretty confident that that's going to end up happening because I think this year was a year of, how do I say this? It was a transition year. There's some things going on that I'll talk about when I get to a place where I can talk about them, in the sense of, like, things are happening, things are confirmed, but it took a whole year to get to this point, and it stressed me out so much this year. And I have, at work, just at times very overwhelmed, and but things are settling in, and I'm feeling pretty good, pretty positive about things. So that's why the stitching has come back versus where it was earlier in the year. So I don't stitch to relax. I have to be relaxed to stitch, which is the opposite, I think, of a lot of people. But a lot of it comes from just the little thoughts that run through my head and having to, if I'm stitching and my brain's kind of running amok, then I find that I can't concentrate on stitching. So I have to do something else. But we're getting there, good. We're getting there. I hope to finish this big article on beekeeping today or tomorrow, and I want to throw up a few more beekeeping articles today on the blog, which is linked below. 10 lessons from a beginning beekeeper, and we're starting our 5th year of beekeeping. I'd say that we've moved from being a beginner into more intermediate. It is one of those. It's a craft, just like a lot of things are crafts, and it's not something that you can just plug and do this and do that. No, this is what you do when this happens. It's not like that at all. It truly is like a practice, just same way that my vet job is a practice. You have to learn from your mistakes and figure out how to do better, and so anyway, I think it's a pretty good article. It's going to be really long. That's why it's taken me some time. But I need to write some more. And so we're good. Eventually I need to get some more blog articles up, just because I'm meant to be doing more. But I'm not going to push myself unless I find something that I really want to write about. I'm not pushing myself to do the cross stitching. It's there. Oh, I do have one of you sweet darling subscribers has sent me so many links to new cross stitchers or new floss tubers or more floss tubers, and I need to get that on the list. That's another to do today. Get the blog caught up and get all that done. So I hope I should be able to do that. I don't foresee going anywhere today. I am really wanting to stay home and just get a lot of projects done centered around my blogs and my websites and stuff, and stitch. I do want to stitch. I think today I want to focus on my Apothecary Shop and baseball pieces and make some big progress with those guys. That's my goal. Got a lot of hockey to watch later. Excited about that. We've watched so much hockey. So much hockey. And in fact, I probably am going to end up canceling my sling. I'm trying to think. I'm just probably going to end up canceling my sling subscription because we're just really not using it anymore. I thought I would use it for football. And I got to tell you guys, I'm barely watching football. I really am. I'm barely watching it. And I think that it's one of those things where I love hockey so much more now, which is cool. All right, did I bring up anything else here? Let me see what else I got. All right, I'm going to do some 844 and fill in more down here. And then I can come up here and use it. But anyway. Wheel. I need to make a list. That's my problem, is I don't make lists. I can focus on a couple things, like, okay, I need to do this, and now I need to do this, and then I get distracted. Typical. Typical me. Typical me. But anyway. I know I was just talking about something and I totally forgot what I was talking about. Boop, 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 boop. Do 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 do. It's November. It's November. How is it November? November. It's November. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-ba-ba. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-ba. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. We had quite a bit of snow this past week. I think maybe about 6 inches total, maybe a little bit more. So I had a half day off on Tuesday and Wednesday. It was just good. I got so much, and even yesterday I got so much done that I needed to get done at work. Those kinds of days have been few and far between. And oh my gosh, it's so awesome to get that done. But I'm thinking as I'm thinking. I'm thinking as I'm thinking, and I'm thinking, and I'm thinking. Do, 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 do. All right, hold on a second. Okay, I got a little distracted there. I had to stop, and I got too many text messages at the same time. So, anyway, So I have this app that my mom had me add to my phone so that I could track her if she ever had an issue. It's called Life 360, I think. And I put my husband on it. It sounds terrible. He asked me to put him on it because of the whole, when he goes down to see the bees, and sometimes he's gone for longer than I think he should be, and I worry because, if he gets stung, I just worry about him. And so we put him on the phone. He texted me, and he's like, "Can you see where I'm at?" And I was like, "Yep. You've just left the bees. You're on your way home." And so now I can tell exactly where he's at. It's kind of nice. You could even get it for like your kids if you wanted to like monitor their driving. I think it somehow like tells you like how fast they're going, and I don't know. It also tells you like your cell phone charge, and so that's kind of funny. Like I'll be like my mom, "Hey, charge your phone," and it's kind of funny. But it's a cool little app. Life 360 is what it's called. I think that's what it's called. But anyway, so I had to do a couple things there. So now I was back. It is way more comfortable to sit in this new chair than it was to sit in the old chair. Way more comfortable here. Okay, so I do need to highlight because I've done even more than I had realized from before. And that. Oh yeah, I did that last night. And I didn't highlight it. Terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Boopy, 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 boo. Boopy, doopy, 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 boo. Just thinking. Just a thinking. Just a thinking. Boopity 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 boo. There we go. It's coming together though, isn't it? It's a coming together, yay! It's That's why I feel like I could make progress. For whatever reason, I finally sort of eased into this. It took a couple of pages, but I eased into this pattern enough that I can really get some stitching done on it. Once you sort of learn a pattern, memorize the symbols and get comfortable with the colors, the way they go, yeah, sometimes you can just start really stitching pretty fast on it. I gotta get rid of this. There we go. Here we go. Doo-dah. There we go. Let's see. I'm trying to decide which colors I want to do next. I think I'll just keep doing 844 here. Oh, I had some more 844. I just didn't realize it. Bibbidi boppity boo. Okay. I think I need to polish my old glasses here. Clean them up. Doobity doobity doo. Boy, I just had like a major stare off into space moment, and I stupidly stared at the snow. And now I'm snowblind. Oh, brother. Oh my goodness gracious. I just gotta get my eyeballs back here. Oh, boy, I really did snowblind myself. Let's just sit here and talk about it. You know when you close your eyes and you can see like the actual scene that you just saw outside? That's how snowblind I made myself. Oy. We might be done stitching at this point. It might take a while for my eyeballs to get back to normal. I want to pull down Rowe Map 2 to just really... Oh, you know what? I also want to pull down Apothecary Shop. Come here, you. Apothecary Shop. Let's look at these. Let's stop stitching for now. And let's look at some of this stuff. Let me get my glasses here. So I am technically here, right here. So it looks like even this next page is going to be really difficult, just with all the patterns and everything going in there. I wonder what that is right there. And that looks like it could be a door with a, I don't know, maybe that's also like a drop of water that messed everything up. You never know. We'll find out when I get to that point. This part is so easy to stitch. This part is so easy to stitch, which will make this easy and that easy and this easy. But it's all this stuff. But that's also what makes the design So we'll get there. We'll get there. So, but yeah, I'm about right in this area here. I'm just trying to finish up and get all that stitching done. And then Old World Map 2, let's see here. I am up here, and I am like right about here with this. Yeah, there's no way I'm finishing this by the end of the year. That's just a crazy talking. But I've been putting this in, and then I've got all this area, but I've been filling in this IS part, and then it's just this little, you know, confetti type stuff that I just need to do here to fit everything in. But it's going well. It looks like it's going to get even a bit more confetti-ish as I go along. A little bit. These really light places will be really fast, and then that'll be faster. So, yeah. I don't know, maybe I'll also do some work on a World Map 2 today. I really should. But someday I'll be down here and it'll be awesome. It'll be cool. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, I also want to work on a honeybee portrait. Oh. And the birds. What the birds? But yeah, so we also, since this is getting all warped, let's pull this one down for a sec. So I'm doing this area right here right now, and I've gotten almost all of their legs down here, and then I just have all this lighter stuff. But I'm almost done with it. Well, I'm getting close to being done with that page. Hopefully another couple weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, and I'll have the page done, and then it'll just be down here. That's going to be awesome. And then it's just literally like that much left. That's a lot to do in a year, though. That really is. It's not to say I couldn't do it. It's just a lot to do. I'd have to do a page about every 6 to 8 weeks, if not a little faster. And that's possible. That's totally possible if I have a frame and if I am religiously stitching on it all the time. And it's just beautiful. It's just so pretty. And it looks great. This is Golden Kite, and it looks great. I'm going to probably have to print out another picture at some point because this is starting to fade a little bit. But 2025, 2030, or sorry, 2030 as far as the year. In the year 2121. I really want to do my Brooklyn Bridge, too. Either one of them, but the pretty one. Oh, I got so much to stitch. Okay, you know what? I'm going to stop recording. I need to go downstairs, load this up, and I need to just focus on stitching for a bit because I'm getting that, like, I gotta stitch. So I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to work more on Reaper. And where is it? Where'd it go? Here it is. So, let's look at this where I'm at. So, let's see. I think I'm about right here. So I've done like, whoops, you can't even see. I've done like this much of it. So that's cool. That's cool. But he's scary. He's scary. All right, awesome. All right, guys, I gotta go load this up so it actually gets loaded up this morning, and we're gonna go stitch. We're gonna have a good time. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you all really soon. I'm gonna do a video for Monday morning. That one site that I told you about that I was gonna do that I didn't really want to tell you about, but I'm gonna do it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. All right, I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.